So, welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. Happy Sunday, people. Now, Arsenal have got a game on Monday. Probably going to lose again. That's what we do these days. 9 games in a row without a win. But a little bit of good news, and we're going to start with Mohamed Elneny. Now, Mohamed Elneny is obviously on loan at Besiktas. Probably the best place for him because he's absolutely garbage and don't warrant anywhere near being at Arsenal Football Club. Why we brought him, I will never know. Another masterstroke, another waste of £5 million and 35 grand a week. But he is currently on loan at Besiktas. Now, there's conflicting reports coming out of Turkey. Besiktas is saying that they want to sign him permanently, but he's saying that he's not happy there. And Real Betis in Spain, which is where I live right now, want to talk to him. His agent's in talks with them, and listen, the fee that's being reported is pretty mad. I can't even lie. Like 15 million euros for Mohamed Elneny. Is that how crazy football's got right now? You know, the guy's one of the most limited footballers I've ever seen in my life. He can't do anything. Like literally can't do anything, and it's pretty crazy because I just look at it and I think that, you know, we signed him for about £5 to £7 million, if you believe the reports that were put out there. But he's obviously gone on loan, and fair play to Arsenal. They've got rid and they've said, go on, off you go. He was never going to get a game for us, whether it be under Emery, whether it be under Freddie. He barely got games under Arsene Wenger, which makes it even more confusing as to why we spent that much money on him and paid him a fee every week, a wage every week. But he's obviously in Besiktas. He's not doing too bad. Listen, he ain't played a massive amount of games, but at the same time, he's doing all right out there. But he's not happy there, if you believe the reports that are coming out of Turkey. But Real Betis, again, his agent's in talks. There's been a few clubs that have been linked with him, and I spoke about him a couple of times in these videos over the last 4 to 5 weeks or whatever since I started doing them. But at the same time, like I said, the fee is 15 million euros. How has anybody come to that conclusion he is worth 15 million euros? They must be smoking some proper high grade if they think he's worth 15 million euros. And the wages on top of that. Now, I just think it's a bit baffling. Get him off the books. I would fully get rid of him in January. Never good enough to play for Arsenal Football Club. Like I said, he's a very limited footballer. I don't blame him. A lot of Arsenal fans used to get on his case and say, why is he in the starting 11? Why is this? Why is that? Towards the back end of last season under Emery, in the capitulation at the end of the season, he was playing quite a few games. Against Crystal Palace, he came in. People were on his case and scapegoating him. I don't scapegoat him. The guy is just not a very good footballer. And he does what he does. It's like he hasn't got anything about his game other than get the ball, pass it sideways and backwards and keep it ticking over. He very rarely loses the ball, but he very rarely does anything with it other than pass sideways and backwards, which, yeah, cool. That's all right if you're winning a game against a big team and you want to bring on somebody who's just going to keep the ball. But when you're Arsenal Football Club and you're supposed to be going out there dominating teams and trying to push forward and trying to win football matches, not that we're doing that of late, but when you're trying to do that, he is not the guy to be playing in your football club. Get rid. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the goal against Barcelona in the Nou Camp. It's time to say goodbye, Mohamed El Sideways. Anyway, let's move on. Arsenal are linked to a striker, a £10 million striker, who plays for RB... no, he doesn't play for RB Leipzig. I always get them two mixed up. He plays for RB Salzburg. His name is Karim Adeyemi. Now, he's only a youngster. He's 17 years old. And listen, he's actually played very well. He's played very well. He's on loan. He's spent the whole season so far on loan to a team whose name I'm going to butcher. But we'll have a go. FC Life Fearing. I'm fearing for my life because we got West Ham tomorrow. So, yeah, 10 in a row could be happening. But this season, he's actually doing really well for them. He's got 8 goals and 7 assists in 13 games. A lot of teams are looking at this guy. Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Juventus, Bayern Munich, all of the European elite clubs are looking at this guy. Now, I don't know a massive amount about him. I can't even lie. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know a great deal about him. But The fee is around 10 million euros, which, when you look at it in today's market, is probably a bit of a bargain. The guy has gone out on loan. He's playing first team football, albeit for a team I've never heard of as well. But he's actually doing something every game. And this reminds me, excuse me, this reminds me of Gabriel Martinelli. He's a youngster. He's gone out there. Every time he plays, he does a goal, an assist, or both. And there's a lot of youngsters out there these days that are ripping up leagues. Obviously, we've seen with Martinelli that he don't really get a chance in the Premier League, which is kind of sad because, again, every time he's played in the Premier League, he's either set a goal up or had shots on target, looked like he's about to do something. This guy, Adeyemi, like I said, there's a lot of clubs around Europe looking at him. Would we buy him? Probably. Would he come to us? Probably not. Why would he? We're absolutely dead. Why would he come to us? He ain't going to get any first team action anytime soon, especially when we've got Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah on loan at Leeds United. Could it be a case where we buy him and then loan him out to whoever, maybe back to Life-Fearing? Possibly. But at the same time, like I said, why would he come to us when you've got bigger and better clubs out there that could probably offer him first team football? You know, there's other clubs out there like Liverpool, like Bayern Munich, that will probably play him. You know, we're not going to play him. We're not in a position right now where we can go, yeah, here you go, bruv. 17 years old, go and start up front for Arsenal. We're not in that position. We're a sinking ship right now. We cannot be affording putting 17-year-olds up front in the hope that they're going to be good in a couple of years' time. Ain't about that life. As much as I'd like to get some of the best talent in the world at Arsenal in terms of reserves and youngsters, I think that ship sailed about 5 years ago. Now it's all about the bigger teams. They acquire that talent. We don't really do that. But listen, if you do know much about this guy, because like I said, I don't know a great deal about him, do leave it in the comment section down below. I'm not a great watcher of Bundesliga football. I don't really know a great deal. It's not even Bundesliga, it's Bundesliga 2 Austria League. But yeah, I'm not really big on that type of football. I don't watch them leagues. I'm not going to sit here and profess that I do. But if you do know who this guy is, leave it in the comment section down below. Let me know whether you think he's any good. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next player that we're going to speak about. And that is a guy who plays for Brentford. Now, I was shocked when I read this story. There's a lot of clubs bidding £19 million, or that's the asking price for this guy. And it's mad, £19 million for this guy, and that is a guy called Said Benrahma. Probably butchered his name as well, but I had a go. You gotta give me credit for giving his name a go because I am not clued up on them types of names. But listen, us and Chelsea are off of their transfer ban, as we know. He's fully linked with us and Chelsea. Now, this is a guy, like I said, that plays for Brentford. And yeah, it's a bit of a madness. How many Brentford players have gone for £19 million? Probably none. But he is a bit of a superstar. He is a very good player by all accounts. I actually checked him out as well. I looked on YouTube and yeah, listen, anyone looks good on YouTube, I get that. But at the same time, £19 million is high praise for this geezer. And I'm not too sure that we're going to get this deal done. Listen, Chelsea have got an absolute massive war chest to spend. And we haven't because we're Arsenal and we're tight. And it's probably not going to happen if we're being honest with ourselves. But listen, you got to go in, you know, you got to go with some of these stories. You've got to go in and have a say in the party. But when Chelsea are involved and when Chelsea recouped about £158 million in the summer off of players from the reserve teams that they just sold off, adding obviously Eden Hazard as well. He went to Madrid. But if it's a race between Arsenal and Chelsea, why would you come to Arsenal right now? I know Chelsea lost yesterday. Cool, I get it. They lost to Everton. They lost to West Ham the other day. But Frank Lampard, club legend of the club, he's in charge right now. We're a sinking ship. We've got a legend in charge and he just is out of his depth, whereas Lampard ain't. Why would anybody genuinely want to sign for Arsenal right now? The only reasons I would see in my head that anyone would want to sign for Arsenal is the fact that It's London, and it's a massive payday. But is it a bigger payday than London and signing for Chelsea? Probably not. Not only that, you'll be living in West London, which is a lot posher than North Wheezy or North and all that crap. Anyway, listen, leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'll be back later on today. Don't forget, check out the Arsenal on this day. That will drop at 1 o'clock this afternoon. No, it won't. Why am I lying? It will drop at midday today, 1 o'clock Spanish time, UK time midday. And then I'll be back with my live streams. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Until then, laters, peeps.